"Upon my word," said Albert, "I deserve no credit for what I could not help, namely, a determination to take everything as I found it, and to let loose, and to let those bandits see that although men get into troublesome scrapes all over the world, there is no nation but the French that can smile even in the face of grim death himself. All that, however, has nothing to do with my obligations to you. And now I come to ask you whether, in my own person, family, or connections, I can in any way serve you. My father, the Count de Morcerf, although of Spanish origin, possesses considerable influence, both at the court of France and Madrid, and I unhesitatingly place the best services of myself and all to whom life is dear at your disposal." "Monsieur de Morcerf," replied the Count, "your offer, far from surprising me, is precisely what I expected from you, and I accept it in the same spirit of hearty sincerity with which it is made. Nay, I will go still further, and say that I had previously made up my mind to ask a great favor at your hands." "Oh, pray name it." "I am wholly a stranger to Paris. It is a city I have never yet seen." "Is it possible," exclaimed Albert, "that you have reached your present age without visiting the finest capital in the world? I can scarcely credit it." "Nevertheless, it is quite true. Still, I agree with you in thinking that my present ignorance of the first city in Europe is a reproach to me in every way, and calls for immediate correction. But, in all probability, I should have performed so important, so necessary a duty, as that of making myself acquainted with the wonders and beauties of your justly celebrated capital, had I known any person would have introduced me into the fashionable world. But unfortunately I possessed no acquaintance there, and, of necessity, was compelled to abandon the idea." Ah ha ha! Okie dokie, we are getting some fancy footwork finally from Dante. What's he dancing around here? Let's just break down everything that Dante is asking, essentially. I mean, Albert is going one step forward with his offer. Anything that I have is yours. Anyone that I know, I will beg them to aid you in whatever possible service you could possibly ever need. Dante, do we believe Dante on the surface? I'm going to say at this point, no, I don't believe anything this man says, but says that he's never been to Paris. Quote, "It is a city I've never yet seen." Now, is Albert so naive that he would take Dante at his word here? I mean, all he says is it possible that you have reached your present age without visiting the finest capital in the world? After what Dante espoused regarding all of that execution stuff, all of the different lands he's been to, Albert standing in the surroundings of Dante, his paintings, his artifacts, his rugs, his tapestries, from all over the world, is he to believe that amidst all that he's never been to Paris? All he can say is, "I can scarcely credit it." I don't know, man. I think Albert is being brought under a spell here. And Dante going on to put on this little performance after Albert says that he was, anything that I have to offer is yours. Dante is going so far as to say, well, even in spite of last night, I was already planning on asking a favor of you, and then goes on to say that he has been looking to Albert to be his introduction into the fashionable world of Paris. So this is the inn that Dante has been looking for to Fernand and Mercedes, right? That's what we are maybe heading toward here. I still don't understand Franz's involvement in all of this, but Dante asking for a direct introduction into Paris society, including Albert name dropping. Listen, folks, I'm just glad it didn't take me this long for Albert to explicitly state his father. I mean, it doesn't say Fernand here, but my father, the Comte de Morcerf, although of Spanish origin, we know Fernand is Spanish, possesses considerable influence both at the court of France and Madrid. We know that of Fernand. So more questions are now coming up for me. We know that this has been Dante's kind of North Star, one of them, for a while now. Is he only looking at Albert as a means toward Fernand, Or does he have other things in store as punishment to Albert? Is Albert going to end up being one of these characters toward the end of this story that tests Dante's redemption as a character? If he sees Fernand as someone that needs to be punished, what did Albert really do except exist in this world? Is he going to go so far as to want to take something out on him as well? Does he see himself, as I've mentioned on the show before, as kind of a bastardization, a person that shouldn't exist or exists in lieu of his own child with Mercedes existing? Will Dante's distorted mind take it that far? I don't know. I really don't know. Dante's got me all nervous, man. But it also loops back to the title of this chapter called The Rendezvous. And we still haven't figured out who is rendezvousing with what yet. But it seems like something might be shaping up. Let's continue with a little bit more, chapter 38 tomorrow. Until then, okay, bye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.